Hello, Annyeong, Namaste, Namaskara. Today I'm here to talk about Love Kitty Season 3. I may be a little late, I don't know. I started watching, so season 2 got left where Kitty had feelings for Minho and she was about to tell, but Minho was about to take the world tour after he became the manager for Eunice. So we were like kept hanging, like what happens with them? Okay, should we wait until the college starts? But then Kitty decides, no, let's go for it. I was like, what? That was a shocker for me in the first episode, or I would say in the first few scenes itself. Then I was like, wow, that's great. So Kitty actually goes and tells me, can I join for the world tour? And Mino is like, you mean just for the summer, right? So they have this party and uh, everything. And Kitty kind of messes Uni's debut, and her father is like, you're not fit into Minho's world. You're like, okay, the Kitty may not propose to Minho, which she was planning to. And then, but Kitty is like, no, I love him. I have to tell Minho how I feel. And she tells Minho how she feels. And so, but Mino goes on to his world tour and Kitty goes to NYU, spends time with Lara Jean. Yes, we see a ample amount of Lara Jean. Even though we didn't see a lot of Peter Kavinsky in season 2, season 3, we get to see a lot of Lara Jean. I wouldn't say a lot, but better than Peter Kavinsky. And yeah, I love those two characters. Seeing Lara Jean was a breath of fresh air. It felt it felt nice and comforting. So again, they come back and they're like, they want to define the relationship. They just told, we like each other. Sorry, not I love you. They like each other, so they want to be like boyfriend, girlfriend. And then again, they get together, they confess their love, and their relationship has their own sinusoidal wave or track. They get together, they have a breakup, and finally, again, how season 2 ended. Season 3 kind of ends in a similar way, but they decide, ah, the climax is too beautiful. I thought it's gonna end like season 2, like leaving us hanging, but season 3 has a conclusion. Like those two end together, like it's all like cinematic climax. Like Kitty is going to catch a flight to Seoul, flight to Portland, and Mino is like, how do I go? Then she may be in the subway, and he goes, and the next thing, he actually composes a song for her. Yeah, Mino decides to become the music producer. There's a whole lot of story there, and he writes a song for her, and you kind of get a recap of what Mino and Kitty goes through all the seasons. And cut to next scene, Minho is in the flight next to Kitty on Portland. And yeah, he's going to Portland. They had their own graph, and that was very beautiful. And in the plot, somehow Kitty always gets in trouble for others, and she's so sad always. Mm, she always, how do I tell? She thinks she's a problem for all the causes, and I get that's the plot, but I'm bored, or I don't want always Kitty to be the troublemaker. I think it's getting repetitive. You feel sad for her, and actually, during the plot, I did feel sad for her. I had tears in my eyes for a couple of scenes. Yes, it is emotional. I'm heavily invested in this series. And Q and Jin also go through breakup the same time as Kitty and Mino go through breakup, and that time even Kitty is not able to, how do I tell? She doesn't have Q with her, and she's not able to. How do I tell? She's almost at the verge of sadness, depression. She's locked into her room and she calls Lara Jean for help. Even Lara Jean even comes then, and it's a fun sequence. They have it there. And let me spoiler alert: Kyujin and Kitty was kind of reason, but not kind of reason. But Q blames Kitty, and she does a few matchmaking. Like she does fix Jenny and Alex, her cousin, and Jenny is pregnant, by the way. I mean, they have their whole sequence, and Yuri, Juliana, Pravina, you get that right. Juliana and Pravina would be together, but those two go into a breakup. Juliana realizes, or Pravina realizes Juliana still has feelings for Yuri, and those two kind of patch up, kind of done, done, done. So I think in this series, all the people get their happy ending. Even Yunus, I forgot the other guy name, for whom Kitty came all the way from Portland to Korea. Those two also have a thing going. Those two also have a to and fro, push and pull moment. It's kind of nice. And the surprise entry for this season is Marius. He enters from episode 1, and Kitty and Marius don't like each other. They have a different personality, so that makes it a fun watch. And at the end, obviously, they all come towards together. By the way, Marius has a crush on Q, and that is a conflict or the breakup reason for everyone. So overall, I actually liked season 3, but if you have seen the previous 2 seasons, the plot is very similar. In during the end, in the middle, they have some breakup, and how do they all come to it? There's an event. Last time it was some talent show, and this time there's a fashion show from Yuri. It's actually good, like how they all come together, and we see a lot of Madison and I forgot other girl name, but those two together. So you kind of know the characters, and me, I have kind of forgotten the. I'd forgotten that Alex was trying to find his father and the principal was the father. I had kind of forgotten the plot. Hopefully, I'm right. So you get the progress on their plot. That's also heartwarming. And I think there are many, like season 1, season 2, there are bit here and there, but I don't remember most of it. There are few scenes where they recap things from the past, but yeah, I don't remember. Overall, it was a very heartwarming, a nice series. If you have loved, how do I tell? If you had watched the previous Love Kitty, this season is also very similar to it. It's heartwarming. It's nice. Do give it a try. So that's all for now. Thank you. Kamsa Hamida. And by the way, Kitty speaks a little Korean in this series.